Well, we're now hearing from one of the Rohingya Muslims who spent more than a month drifting at sea in a broken-down boat with no food, no water, no medicine. In all, about 200 refugees fled their camps in Bangladesh in late November in search of a better life. More than 2 dozen did not survive. CNN's Paula Hancock has our report and a warning. The images you're about to see are disturbing and some are graphic.
Despair and misery etched on every single face. One by one, they collapse, emaciated bodies clutching small children, others motionless, seemingly unconscious on an Indonesian beach. They are the Rohingya refugees left adrift on a boat on the open sea, forgotten and ignored, a human tragedy that keeps repeating itself. Hatimon Nessa and her 5-year-old daughter, Salima, were among the 174 to reach Aceh province after 1 month surviving on just 3 days' supply of food and water. She is almost unrecognisable.
What happened when you got on the boat?
She tells me there was no food, no medicine, no water for all of those days. Only when it rained could we drink rainwater. A few days into the journey, she says the engine broke down. They were stranded in the Andaman Sea. Hatimon Nessa remembers watching a baby girl die after drinking salt water. She says the boat driver jumped overboard in desperation from thirst and hunger and died, leaving his desperate human cargo to drift helplessly, hoping for rescue. On December 18th, more than 3 weeks after setting sail, Hatimon Nessa's brother back in Bangladesh managed to contact the boat, trying to organise a rescue from a local boat in Indonesia. Hatimon Nessa says, "I thought I would die. I thought I would die on that boat." The United Nations Refugee Agency says 26 people died before the boat was rescued by Indonesian fishermen and local authorities. The agency says several countries turned a blind eye.
We as UNHCR are reaching out from states to states in the region. Wherever we were getting report that this is either close to one country or another, no one acted on those requests and appeals.
Stateless and persecuted, these Rohingya refugees have known little peace, having fled once for their lives 5 years ago in Myanmar after a brutal campaign of killing and arson by the military, to Bangladesh and a now sprawling refugee camp, Cox's Bazar, with little hope of a life, just survival.
In Bangladesh, our life was difficult. We were banned from going out to look for work. The children could not go to school.
This year threatens to become one of the most deadly for the Rohingya in these Southeast Asian waters. UNHCR says at least 3 boats were rescued in December, one by the Sri Lankan Navy, 2 ended up in Indonesia. But 1 boat carrying 180 people has not been heard from since the beginning of December. Its passengers feared loss.
These are literally death traps that once you get into those, you end up losing your life. And this is done by the merciless human smugglers and traffickers who don't care about human lives.
For Hatimon Nessa, it cost around $1,000 for a false promise of a 7-day trip to Malaysia, a price so high she had to leave her 7-year-old daughter behind with her mother in Bangladesh, assuming she would join later. "They must bring my other daughter to me," she says. "My heart is burning for her. All I ever wanted was to get an education for my children." She now faces the torment of living apart from one child while dealing with the trauma of another. Paula Hancock's CNN Seoul.